Last week, my husband had to call the paramedics to our house because I was in need of emergency medical care. And so I want to share that story today, what happened, what I learned from it. I'm going to try to record these on my AirPods because there's a lot going on today. Let me think. So last Thursday, I really had been feeling the desire to go to confession. I hadn't been to confession in like a month, and there were some areas, especially with my parenting, where I was struggling to treat my kids in the way I would want to be treated. So I had the blessing of our in laws who came over to watch the kids so that I could hop over to confession. We live really close to our parish. So I left the house, went to confession, came out of confession, and I had a message on my phone that said, "Come home as soon as you can." I say my prayers really quickly, hit the road. I get back here, and our oldest son had the stomach flu, and you can imagine. I won't go into details, but it was a big mess. And then our family just went downhill from there. So Saturday, I got the stomach flu, and I'll try to spare you the details, but I was in our bathroom upstairs, and it was one of those situations where you're on the you're on the toilet, and you also have a trash can in your lap, and your systems are just overwhelmed. My husband had put the baby down for his nap, and he was putting our youngest daughter down for her nap just one room over, so thankfully he was pretty close. All of a sudden, he heard a loud thud come from where I was. So he turned the light off, said goodnight to our daughter, comes over to our bedroom, goes in the bathroom. He looks in and he sees me face first on the tile floor, and I'm blue. I have no consciousness. I'm not responding when he's trying to, wake me up. And I had just lost consciousness. And I had fallen forward and hit my head I guess on the tile, maybe on the wall first. I don't remember any of this. And it was pretty scary to hear that I was blue, like I had lost the color in my face. I don't know how long it was from when I fell to when I woke up, maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes. I have no idea. I finally started to come to when I heard him saying, Julie, I need an ambulance. My wife is unconscious on the bathroom floor." He started giving our address and everything and yelling my name and kind of trying to shake me awake. And he was trying to like reach into the bathroom and feel my head and make sure I wasn't bleeding. And thankfully, I didn't have any major cuts. I don't think I had a concussion. And the paramedics came, and I'm doing, as you can see, although the house is kind of a mess, I'm doing much better. Thank you, everyone who is praying for me. And I know a lot of our neighbors saw the ambulance come and had been reaching out to see if there was anything they could do. Thank you. That was so kind of everyone. But I just wanted to share a few things about that experience in case it helps anybody else. The first thing is that, just to finish the story, is by the time the paramedics got there, my blood pressure had recovered and my face was no longer blue. I was breathing, I was talking, and the paramedics were like, "You can come with us, or if I had the stomach flu, I'd rather stay home and have my own bathroom. But if you want, we'll take you to the hospital. As long as you're staying hydrated and you have someone here to watch, make sure you don't hit your head again. You should be okay. You can always come in later." And so we ended up being able to stay home, and just there were a few times it got dicey again where it was like maybe we do need to go to the hospital, but we are able to navigate that from home, which is good. All that being said, when I woke up on the floor and I heard that my husband was on the phone, and I heard him explaining to them what happened, because I didn't know where I was or what had happened, but because I could overhear their exchange on the phone, I quickly realized what was going on. And I thought, this is serious. And maybe I was kind of just talking to Jesus in my heart. Is this how it ends? Is this it? Do I get to finally meet you face to face? And I thought, if I'm dying right now, shouldn't I be afraid? And I wasn't afraid at all. I had so much peace. I had that peace that we always talk about in prayer. We always ask God for the peace that surpasses understanding. Only it wasn't like I was at peace and someone else didn't understand why I was at peace. I was at peace and I didn't understand myself. I'm like, how am I not freaking out right now? How am I not? And I understand I was probably like in shock and stuff too. But by and large, even as I reflected on the event later, I had that I had that same thought. Like, I don't want to die. I would like to live and love my family and my husband as long as I can, see our grandkids and all that stuff. But as I reflect on it more and more, I'm like, man, that's totally God. That's totally a grace that I actually was not afraid if that was going to be my last day. And I think part of that is that I had recently been to confession and I really felt like I was right with God. I know it sounds really weird. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm just trying to be transparent and share what I was given in that moment. Philippians 4 says, "The peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." That happened. That's real. So I wanted to share that. That really can happen to you too. And there's one more thing I wanted to share with you guys is that while I was reflecting on why am I on the floor? The paramedics are coming. What just happened? Am I dying? I had this Bible verse come into my heart, and it was, "Eye has not seen, ear has not heard what God has prepared for those who love him." And like in the Bible, it's fuller than that. It says, "What eye has not seen and ear has not heard, and what has not entered the human heart, but what God has prepared for those who love him." All I felt was at peace. Like, if this is my time, it's my time. And I was not afraid. And that's actually also it's in First Corinthians 2, but it's also in Isaiah 64:3 if you want to look it up. It's a beautiful verse. None of us know how much time we have on this beautiful earth, in this beautiful life. We all have a purpose to know, love, and serve God and to love our neighbor as ourselves. There's a song that we sing sometimes at our parish, and one of the lyrics is, "Give me a long life or a short life." And I really believe that. Lord, give me a long life or a short life. Just make my life a beautiful gift to you. And I don't know, any of you have been joining on social media right now. I'm trying to do 30 days of the morning offering prayer just to get into a routine with it myself, a better routine. And it's really great for me because every morning I'm actually offering all of my works, prayers, joys, and sufferings of the day. And I'm offering them to the Lord. And I'm offering them for all of so many intentions. And so if you start your day by offering all your suffering to the Lord, it's really a relief when suffering comes because you know that it's already going to be used for some good somewhere. So our suffering can have meaning as Christians. It's not to be wasted. And so I really think that the morning offering prayer challenge that I've been doing on my Instagram, if you're following, was a gift, especially during this period of stomach flu palooza that we've had in our household. But yeah, so if you're afraid of dying, I just invite you to reflect on that and ask God for the grace to have the hope that we can all have as Christians. You guys, this is one of the number one best things about being a people of faith is that we don't have to be afraid of death anymore. Like, if you're a Christian and you're afraid of dying, pray into that because that's where most of our hope comes from, thanks to Jesus Christ. So praise be to God. I'm still here, still ticking. Didn't give up the ghost. Not yet. So I just want to share that with you today. We're doing much better. Thanks to everyone who's been praying for us and bringing us chicken noodle soup and all the things. We're very grateful.